friends. I am going to discuss the cancer biology, the 6th sem B.Sc 6.1 paper. What is a cancer cells? The normal cells divide rapidly and repeatedly. The common definition of the cancer is the normal cells is converted into abnormal cells. Okay, in that cancer biology, the definition you can say the disease in which an abnormal cells divide uncontrollably and destroy the normal body cells or the tissues, or you can say rapid and repeated mitotic cell division. There are so many types of cancers caused by the radiation, chemicals and viruses. All over the world you can report or more than 100 types of the cancer cells are reported all over the world. In that, for the convenience purpose, they can divide it into 5 major types, that is carcinoma, sarcoma, melanoma, lymphoma and leukemia. The most diagnosed cancers are originated from the skin, lungs, breast, blood and the pancreas. And you also know that blood is also tissue, or it is called as the fluid connective tissue. So we can brief up with each and every type of the cancers. First is the carcinoma. The type of cancers starts in the cell of the skin and the lining of the liver and kidneys. And you can also know that there are the 2 types of the cancerous cells, that is a malignant and the malignant cells. The malignant cells means it is confined or it is restricted to the particular organ. It is called as the malignant tumor or the malignant cells. This condition is called as the malignancy, and the malignant tumor or the malignancy, the spread to the other parts of the body from the origin, and it spreads to the other parts or other organs of the body. This is called as the malignant tumor or the malignancy. In that, the carcinoma, it may be originated in the skin, or it may be originated in the liver, or it may be originated in the kidney, and it can able to invade means it can able to penetrate through the bone, blood vessels, immune cells, brain and the spinal cords. Based on the origin of the carcinoma, it is divided into basal cell carcinoma, the squamous cell carcinoma, renal carcinoma. Basal means it is a deepest part of the skin. Squamous means it is a digestive and the respiratory tract, and the renal cell carcinoma means the kidney cells, and the ducts means inside the ducts. Okay, the few symptoms of the carcinoma is the sores, open sores, pink outgrowths, red patches and the bumps or scars. Next is the sarcoma. Sarcoma affect the connective tissues of the body. The sarcoma, the connective tissues, soft connective tissues like the fat cells, muscle cells, blood vessels, deep skin tissues, cartilages, tendons and ligaments. And sarcoma is the rare type of the cancer. It is not commonly found. It is rarely found in the cancer cells. The next is the melanoma. It is a skin cancer. It is also called as the skin cancer, commonly called as the skin cancer, and it is very dangerous. More than 100 million per year melanoma patients are reported in India, and this is caused by the either UV radiations or by the effective sunlight and the tanning beads under the tanning skin cells beads. And these tumors originated from the pigment producing melanocytes. The melanoma cancer cells is originated from the pigment producing melanocytes present on the inner layer of the cells, and the few symptoms are resembles the black spots, pink and red, purple, blue or white patches on the surface of the skin, and it kills more than 9,000 people per annually in the USA. Next is the fourth type is the lymphoma. The lymphoma is the infection of the fighting cells, or you can say the infection or the cancers of the immune cells or the lymphocytes. It may be the lymph nodes, spleen, thymus and bone marrow. The lymphocyte change their growth. That means the lymphocytes proliferate or divide abnormally. More than 1 million lymphoma cases you can see in India itself. The last and most commonly you can heard is the leukemia, or nothing but a blood cancer or the bone marrow cancer, and it affects the leukocytes, WBCs, and it affects the peoples above the age of 50 and 55, and it is rarely you can see in the peoples above the age 15 years also. You have the two types of the lymphoma, that is acute lymphoma and chronic lymphoma. You know the difference between the acute and the chronic, right? Acute means the disease symptoms is shown as soon as the disease attacks, and the chronic lymphoma or the chronic type of the symptoms means the disease symptoms, onset of the disease symptoms is prolonged. After the infection of the so many years or the so many months, the disease symptoms will show. So that so many movies you heard that the leukemia or the blood cancers is identified in the last stages. Okay. It affects the DNA, or it destroys the DNA of the blood cells or the WBCs, so that the damaged dead cells occupies and accumulates the production of the healthy immune cells. So these are the 5 major